Hello friends, and welcome to the video. So someone put a comment in on one of my videos about how they find they don't like this idea of being better than becoming, that becoming's bad, and they see that becoming is what life is about. It's about this striving, this incompleteness, a lack that that is the purpose of life. It's the reason for being, and yeah, I get it. I often I like to have projects and I like to be creative and do things, and when I don't have anything on, I kind of I wish I was interested in something. Even when I was younger, I wish I had a good video game to play or a good series to watch. Why, if this is the case, if life is all about this, this is what gives meaning in life, then why do so many spiritual traditions like Buddhism or Advaita Vedanta and more modern people like Jiddu Krishnamurti say that this striving is bad, that becoming is wrong, that we need to realize being rather than the becoming, this peace. The commentator said that the peace of being seemed to them like the peace of the grave, of being dead. And it's true. They write on gravestones, rest in peace, that rest that you're looking for, that peace, well, you'll get it when you're dead. Don't worry about it right now. So why is this? Now, all of this wonderful stuff, all this movement that we have, this unfolding, the creativity, development, kind of longing for things, all this is movement. And being, the idea of these spiritual teachings are not against this movement in the phenomenal world. They're against thinking that you are incomplete and need to be fixed. The mind says this. It says that right now I'm not good enough. And it projects in the future based on things that you've heard from other people. If you got this, you'd be happy. If you achieved this, you'd be happy. If you turned yourself into this, you'd be happy. If you got enlightened, you'd be happy. So the teachings go back to this, oh, you are already enlightened. You are good as you are. You're complete, you're whole. There's nothing that needs to be fixed. Of course, we can go into the idea of, in Buddhism, like, well, if you like something, then you'll just be disappointed when you lose it. I mean, that's how some of my family members speak. They say, James, don't get your hopes up. You'll just be disappointed. It's better to be more realistic. Every time you want something, you get something nice, you're just going to lose it. Everything comes and goes, everything changes, the only thing that you can't deny, according to Buddhism. No, but then nirvana is supposed to be true too. So it's this feeling of incompleteness, that you're somehow faulty. And this leads to comparing yourself, to failure, guilt, all of these feelings. And if we look at what we're talking about when we're talking about being, we're not talking about leaving life, checking out, complete denial of life. This being, the stillness, the peace, is what enables everything. When it's not a tree, a seed, doesn't grow into a tree because it's neurotic and isn't happy with what it is. Music doesn't, the movement of music doesn't happen because silence is horrible. In fact, silence is the ground which enables music to exist. If you didn't have the silence, it would just be a jumble of notes altogether. The silence is what gives space for the music to unfold. And music is not about getting to the end of the song. It's like Alan Watts used to talk about dance. Dancing is not about let's get to the end as quickly as possible. It's about the action in itself. But this change cannot be experienced without the changeless. You are the changeless which unifies everything. You're the viewpoint from which all of this is made possible. You make the space for the music to happen. And so it's from this ground. That's why, for me, this ground is not a dead thing. It is that which makes space for life. I don't know if you could say it's life itself. The phenomenal world is life, but you are that which is fundamental to life, without which there would be none of this. So this peace that we have and we always are, and we can go back to when we've had enough of the bad aspects of the movement. We go back to our base and rest in this thing that we always are. For me, in Kashmiri Shaivism, they talk about manifestation, but I think the idea of Brahman being immutable, unchanging, being eternal, timeless, without parts, without unmeasurable. This for me it gives me a feeling, a profound feeling. This feeling of like the divine, the feeling of the sublime, something really, really profound that for me is very rewarding to think about, to reflect on, and to go back into. And from this point, we can create. From here, creation doesn't happen from one thing happening, causing another and causing another. It all happens from the ground. It's the best movement is from nothing. Where I think Schopenhauer said, where do your thoughts come? Do they come from other thoughts or do they come from silence? So this is why I think this is important. Yes, becoming is good. Becoming is beautiful. This beautiful manifestation, this beautiful unfolding. But the being is what is the ground to it all. And that is what I think, why I appreciate this idea reflected in many religions as the ultimate reality, as being this unchanging peace that passes understanding. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.